Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and we are going to be continuing on with my What is Scrapbooking series today. If you'll remember, in the last episode, I showed you how to start the sampler of our 12 by 12 custom pages from your phone. This week, I'm going to show you how to continue on your computer as well as how to start a new project. You can load those photos from either your computer or a phone, but I always find it's easier to load them from my phone since that is where most of my photos are taken and are housed. From a computer, the process is the same. You just follow those prompts I will show you here in just a moment to recap. If you'll remember, here is our landing page on the Creative Memories website. You will want to log in when you first go to the website. It is always a good idea to log in if you're doing any type of custom product. And even if you're shopping, that way you know it'll get put into your shopping cart and it makes it easier to check out. Go here to this shop tab on the website for photo prints. Right here, if you have photos you would like to load from your computer, you just go through the same process and prompts that I showed you on the phone. It's just going to look just very slightly different on the computer. And honestly, for me, like I said, it's easier to load from my phone since that's where my photos live. I'm going to go ahead and go over here to Digital Dough right above Photo Prints. And I want to show you all quickly about our 8x8 custom paper albums, because this is another option we do have on our website to create a digital product. And I want to show you that it's the same. Give it a name, hit your continue button, and here you can pick from any number of themes as well. And it's just an easy product. I know some people that are doing this school for graduation season right now. And you can see there's quite a few that are pre-done with collections that are currently available. I'm going to select this everyday album just so I can show you. And here you can create an album using photos that you've already loaded from your phone. Here's my past uploads and my recent upload that has my sunset photos, my northern lights photos that you saw in my other album. Here I need to turn this. Let's see. Figure out which way I took this picture. Are they following the wrong way? Oh, nope, I was looking from this direction, wasn't I? Okay, so you can turn your photos around clearly. Just, it's when it gets that smaller. This is why I like doing it on the computer, because you can see it a lot better. And if you want, you can make it the background of your entire page, and you can do this on any of your albums. So here, there's my entire photo with the northern lights falling as a complete page. I can go over to the left here and add a text box to it. Right here where it says add empty text box. And I'm going to put Northern Lights in Washington State. Oops. An exclamation point. I am going to move my text box here on my, whoops, here we go. Hit the transform button to move your box. There we go. I don't know why that one took me a little bit again. Here we are. Northern Lights in Washington State. I do. Okay, it might be cut off. See, you get this alert that'll let you know if your text might be cut off when it's printed, which is always a good thing to know. Okay, but the other thing I wanted to do, I'm okay that it might get cut off because I'm not actually going to be, because the font is really large right now, but let's also bold it so that way you can see it better, but you can also change the color here. So this is all in this left menu on the side of our page, and I think I'm going to go more with a navy rather than a stark black, if you will. Let me fix this so that way it's no longer off the page. That you can see this arrow here, and I do want to make, now I can make my font a little bit larger. It was because that one end was off the edge there. And then I should be able to move it back over just a hair. Here we go. Northern Lights in Washington State. I've got that error message again, so I do need to move it just a hair. Here we go. So you can just see how customizable it really is. And if you're like me, you can easily just click a few buttons. You really won't mess it up too much. And that is a great way to learn. You can preview up here at the top with this eye that says preview. You always want to save your project as well. And you can go on to your next page, and maybe you won't make the whole thing the full photo like I did for that cover one. The other thing I want to mention about the 8x8s is you can actually split them along the seam because these are a paper album, and you can get some of our side loading pages in the 8x8 size, and you can put that into a 8x8 album, which is always wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead, I've saved it. I'm going to go back to my home page a minute because I want to show you all how to get in if you followed along with me last week and started a project and now want to get back in. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to log into your account. Make sure you see your name at the top, and I hope you see me as your advisor. Click on My Account, and then My Custom Products. So here you're going to see my custom 8x8 that we just did, and my YouTube sunset from last week, and of course my teach to print from my photos we did the week before. But the thing you want to do is, even though this title is hyperlinked, you do not want to click on the title to be able to edit or add to your album. What you want to do is click the edit. The clicking on the title is not a shortcut. It's a mistake I made several times. So learn from Catherine's mistakes. We're going to hit edit. And here was my first page as I left it from last week. I didn't really add my journaling to that page yet because I want to just go ahead and move on into page 2 and 3 here. And I do want to choose a quick background here. Maybe we'll choose Seas Please for our Northern Light photos because they have a lot of Northern Lights up there, don't they? Maybe. How's about we pick this wood tone for our page 3, and then I'm going to click on page 2 and put our plaid in, and that way you can have 2 different looks for 2 different pages, just like you would as well with a paper album. I'm going to go back up to my photos here at the top left and my imported photos, and let's go ahead and start. Do I want to do a layout, or do I want to just freestyle these in? Why don't we do a layout? It does make them come together a little bit more quickly. Let's go ahead with 4 photos this time. And how's about this one? Okay. back to photos. I am going to put in one of these larger sunset one or sunrise ones with Mount Rainier. And then I'm going to click on my next one. We're going to just go ahead and tap on our photos to get them in to these 3 spots here, because I knew I had 4 of the sunrise on Mount Rainier. And then you can take and click on each individual photo here and decide if you want it to be larger. Well, of course, all I'm going to see is a pine tree there. I kind of want to keep it small, so we'll just leave it like that, showing the sun coming through the pine tree with the mountain peeking out in the background. And this one, let's see here. I think I do want to move it down a little bit if I can. And maybe we'll just make that one just a little bit bigger, because we really do want to see Mount Rainier a little bit more. Now remember, this was the button I used to make that other photo the entire background of my entire page. And you know what? Maybe I don't like one of these photos. Maybe I want to put in a journal box instead. And so I think, this one I don't really see too much in, or that one I don't see too much in. This one actually has a dead tree in it. Let's change that one. So we go back to you can either go back to your background and pick a different page to put back here, or you can pick an element. And we have these, scroll all the way to the bottom, tonal journal boxes. And for that, maybe we'll pick this shape here. Whoops. I want it to go into this spot down here. Here we go. And we can either move it to the back, we can keep it forward. We're going to keep it forward. I know I should have taken out my other photo first, and you can still do that. So if you move this back, just keep hitting the back button until you see your photo again. Here's my photo. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I have this spot here, and I need to bring my box back up to the front. And it should be there, but it's not. So let's just go ahead and add in another one. There we go. Oops. All right. And probably because I was using the template, it had that little photo point there. So it is going to be a little bit muted around the edges of this one. We can actually fill in with a different shape if we want. But let's go ahead and add some other elements to it. Let's go back here. And do we need... Let's check C's Please, since that's what we were working with. Here we go. Majestic is right here. So we can add that. Let's see how that looks. We need to make it a little bit smaller. And it looks so muted. Let's put our Majestic up here. Okay, there's our Majestic. We need to add something to our element box here. Pick a color, any color. What do we think? How's about that darker blue palette again? That looks a little close to what we have in the thing. Let's add our text box here. Bring that down over here. And some of your text is going to be cut off when you're printing, because our text box is much larger than our space we want it in. So you need to size it for what you want. Saw Mount Rainier at sunrise. Enter, and let's see how that looks. Okay, we need to do something about this. trash that. Okay, we need this. Okay, we need to make that just a little bit bolder. So let's go ahead and highlight that, hit the bold, and we're going to make it larger. So let's see what 36 looks like. We do want our piece to be centered, and I'm okay with my print being black. And I need to move it up just a hair because I can see it's lower when I looked at it. So it's a little bit dark. You know, this one might not be my perfect one because I am rushing it a little bit since this is for demonstration, and I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter, believe it or not. But there you go. You have a quick page that has several of the photos, and you can pick and do whatever you would like on the other side as well. How's about we go back and add one of our some of our northern lights to the other side of the page, maybe with our this one, this sunset photo here as well. So the sunset into the well, actually maybe just the sunset, and I'm going to trash the northern lights. I am going to pull this other one that we took out before, and you can see here where these that have the number 1 by them means that those are the 3 I used on this other side of the page. So let's go ahead and pop that one in there. It's going to be off the edge of the page because look at that, we have that same warning you get as when you have the text box. Let's move this other one up a little bit here. Yep, you can see that I've got the scissor warning here, so it's not quite on the page all the way where I placed it. Now it's on our page. Should be. Nope, we're still off. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Now we're on the page. And now this one's a little bit too big also, so let's go ahead and bring that in from the edge as well. And recenter that one a little bit, reseat it. Okay, so you can see where using the template, you don't have to fuss around with the size of the photo as much on the page. You can you drop them in and it's already ready. You're not going to run off the page at all. Here's my dead tree one. How's about we add that one to this corner here, and we're going to size that down also to have it fit with our other photos, kind of showing the mountain range. And you can actually layer that one even on top of your other ones if you want, or just make it small enough so you can see it through our dead tree, but it's not going to be the highlight of the page. And then add your journal boxes, add some embellishments or elements here. How's about a extra pine tree here? And we can just move this up and over here into this space here. I don't think we have any eagles. There's a border here that can go along the bottom of our page here. Let's make it go to the edges. I think I can make it go to the edges. Yep, you can make it larger. So you'll have it across the bottom, but of course now you need to move your photos up just a hair. And again, I don't think that's the right border, but it's okay. But you can actually move this. When you click on it, you see this back button here, so it can go behind your photo. Just keep clicking the behind, so you see part of your whale coming out here. Not the right border element for these photos, but you get the idea. Play around with it and see how your pages come together. Pretty quick and easy. You just, like I said, sometimes just playing around with the program. It is pretty intuitive and you can make as many changes as you need. Hopefully I didn't go too quickly for you all. I'll hit save here. When you're done and you have gone through your preview and checked all your pages to make sure that they are what you want them to be. Then you add it to your cart and you check out as I showed you, the same way as you would from your phone. Hope you all liked that quick look at our custom pages from the computer this time. And it is a little bit easier. You could see how I was able to click and go through things a little bit faster than I was on the phone. But you know what? If you're really adept at using your phone, it'll be just that quick and easy for you on your phone as well. Personally, I just don't like doing that whole thing on my phone as much. So obviously it's adaptable for whatever works best for you. Find which technique works better for you and go for it. If you like using the custom products, then definitely by all means continue it that way. Put together an album. I've made another video in my What is Scrapbooking series that will teach you how to put together a scrapbook page using any paper collection.